This is a project that, not a project. So this is four kinds of humor. There's more than that, but oh no, this thing is falling. So there are more than four, but historically in psychology, for about the past 30 years, they used a metric that had four kinds. You can see them here. Oops. So this is the first kind. Well, it's self-enhancement humor. So here, this is what it's all about. It's kind of funny, I guess, if you can see what's going on there. I guess you cannot. Oh, weird. Okay, I'm gonna need to get So, okay, the truth is that we're not gonna ruin the joke here by just explaining what psychologists think humor is. Obviously, they're not really that funny, because 80% of psychologists are women, and that joke is never gonna get old. But here's one that's kind of funny, sort of like, oh my gosh, so you click on it. If you right click, an open image in a new tab, but you can see I was very late. Oh my goodness. You can see how lazy I was with this whole thing. And you can see that I'm just wasting time. But yeah, see, that's self-enhancement humor. And that's one kind. Another kind is self-degrading humor. So it's a 2x2 model. Oh my gosh, I have this Band-Aid with, we'll see if it stays on without that, but half of it's fallen apart. So psychologists have come up with this 2x2 chart, self/other by degrading/enhancement humors, and I guess that's good for something. Now, they're usually trying to figure out something to, oh my gosh, just to correlate with other metrics like character. So if you have different character strengths, then you can find that it correlates with these different kinds of humor. So this is self-degrading, other enhancement, other degrading. I gotta get some sugar in here. Yeah, it's quite a field, and believe it or not, people study this, and I don't know why they would study that, but I guess it's, I do know why. There's a lot of reasons, and many of the great psychologists have considered it. Wow, oh my goodness, this guy is out of white sugar. Other enhancement joke. I don't even know. What do you call a fake noodle? I'm looking for like a picture that shows it. This is all about verbal humor, so this isn't like, I mean, I guess this is kind of funny. How is this self and other enhancing joke? This is other degrading joke. And then you have like the UN, some pigeons. One of them's graduating, the other pigeon is not graduating. Well, that's too bad about the white sugar. I'm still trying to figure out, okay. Somebody keeps eating all the white sugar, isn't that like a movie? Yeah, that was in a movie, believe it or not. So why do I keep saying that? I'm so like I'm just not on it. I mean, I'm not really funny, but this could be theoretically funny. Okay, so the now you're getting into these other kinds of humor because for like the last 30 years, I know humor is so far behind. They've been studying like fear and uh, I don't know what else there's. I don't even know how they would study that. Why did I just? This is a tough one for me today. All I'm trying to do is make cookies, and I didn't even manage to. I'm putting the brown sugar in here, not like to measure, but just to. So yeah, so psychologists measure all this because of a lot of good reasons. They want to figure it out. Why? Because supposedly it's good in psychotherapy. This is it. We're just making chocolate chip cookies. Okay, so wit. And this is something that Freud wrote a whole book about this. And its relation to the subconscious. But yeah, they came out with like a new list and a new measure. Anyway, I guess now there's 8 kinds of humor. One of them is wit. Another one is, I guess there's no witty picture. Irony. That's a good one. See, it's ironic. See, this is from Psychology Today. How does a psychologist study this? %. Oh, so yeah, so people. Oh, that's ironic. Do you see this one? That is the perfect ironic picture. See, I was gonna go through all these pictures and open image in new tab and make a little slideshow. I should keep this one. That's the perfect ironic picture. Like, oh, so yeah, benevolent humor. This is European. They say like humor. Americans, they use humor for everything. They think everything is funny. But there's not. It's not. Humor is only benevolent humor. So in America, we have to designate this one kind actually benevolent humor because just saying humor doesn't really mean anything. See? That's what it looks like in America. They get the sarcasm. That's another kind. Yeah. I'm gonna get the oven going. Yeah, so there's and it's the 8, I guess 6 or 8 kinds of humor that they've developed recently. There are 2 broad axes, 2 broad axes of dark and light, and then they also have an additional. Oh, man. Sorry for I can't understand what you're saying. I only speak sarcasm. Exit out of that. Cynicism. They found that they could actually distinguish cynicism from. So that's all great, and everybody has their own kind of humor, and it turns out that having any kind of humor is actually. But it's a metric of mental health. Like a lot of people don't have any humor. Isn't it sad? So cynicism. Cynic. What does a cynic do? Oh, there's no way that we're ever gonna do this. Ha ha ha. And so Oh no! What does a cynic do? They look at the bad and everything. Here's a definition. I'm not reading. I'm just. I, oh, here's the cynic. The class. Oh, I thought that was. I thought that was a beer. No, it's a lamp. How is that cynic? He's a cynic because he's holding up the lamp? No, that's more like the other kind of humor, what it's satire. You see, satire. That's more. Is the oven going? The oven's going. See, this is where you're actually thinking of other people's well-being. See, we don't need that many chocolate chips. See, I'm more of a satirist. I don't really think that's true. I'm not really involved in this. You know, there are really funny people out there, and you actually need to have a sense of humor in order to have a correct view of life. Uh, this is my favorite kind of humor. I guess that this correlates with people who are dumb. That's not true, not dumb, but what's the word? No, intelligent. Actually, a lot of intellect people really like. They like this kind of humor, nonsense humor. Um, that's a kind of humor. It is. This one's licensable. Don't look at that one. It's lazy people. How is this nonsense? Okay, well, anyway, you can see that this is the last kind of humor. So it's kind of fun for a psychologist to, you know what? I know this sounds crazy, but we could use a little more flour in this. Because this is just a tragic batch of cookies it's going to be too small if I don't do this just a little bit. So everything gets coated, and then when you fold it, then it'll get fluffy. Just having fun, right? That's the kind of humor, I guess. You can be, look at that. See, look how much. Is that, but the question is it like humor? See? So the psychologists have found that these are all distinguishable. I'm dropping cookies all over them. Not cookies yet. They found that these differentiations actually yield some interesting results. Look at this. Is this humor? Oh, right. So you can be having fun and laughing, but you can not be have humor. And psychologists, they study this. I keep saying that, like, oh, I swear this is a legitimate science. I think that psychologists do that more often than they think, and so that's why they don't usually choose humor, because they usually want to say like, oh, I swear I'm studying people talking to each other, and I swear this is a science and all that. Yeah, everybody has to defend their work when they're studying anything. That's what research is. You got to prove it, and I think that I just proved that this picture, even though it shows up in the search results, is simply not humorous whatsoever. They're playing video games? Yeah, that's something that is literally never humorous. I've never thought about somebody playing video games and said, that's hilarious. here they are. They came out pretty good, except I was so distracted trying to do all the different styles of humor that I forgot to add baking powder. So there you go. No, baking soda. Not, you don't need the